Hello and welcome to Animal Watch, and today we're meeting Scarlet, the super soldier Malinois. Take him!
The Belgian Malinois. Considered to be the fastest, most driven, most lethal, lightweight ninja soldier dog in the world. He will jump out of planes with no hesitation, take down any criminal required, without one moment of doubt or hesitation. He just does what's needed. Here on Animal Watch, we've flown to Africa to meet some of the toughest Malinois on planet Earth, as well as filmed fearless abseiling Malinois falling fast from tall buildings. But what if I told you I'd found possibly the best Malinois in the world, and she's here for you Animal Watch viewers today. This 1 in a million Malinois not only has the drive to do what's required, but the training and intelligence to equally turn it off when and wherever needed. Not all Malinois can do this, and this is why she's so unique. Plus, she will demonstrate the original skills of the Malinois breed, as she brings in a flock of sheep with hardly any training. Pure instinct and die-hard genetics, which are still there from the Malinois' original job as a simple herding dog. Meet Scarlet, our multi-talented ultimate super soldier Belgian Malinois. The Belgian Malinois, the ultimate soldier dog, light, agile and very, very driven. Some say he lives to bite, and bite he does very well. Right from a puppy up to a beautiful ninja-framed adult. This dog will jump through fire if you ask him. In fact, he's so driven to please with no question that some have been lost in action when they have jumped from buildings without the harness being attached in time. They will literally do anything you ask. Talk about if 007 was a dog. But this unbelievable super soldier was once a simple herding dog, originally developed in Belgium during the late 19th century. Early breeders aimed to develop a dog capable of herding sheep and other livestock, while also serving as a protector for farms and properties. As time went on, the Malinois began to excel in roles beyond herding. His intelligence and trainability made him a popular choice for police and military work. During World War I and II, Belgian Malinois dogs were used as messenger dogs, Red Cross assistants, and even in pulling ambulance carts. The breed's exceptional full military capabilities, however, were not noticed until the late 20th century. Once discovered, so successful they were, they became the top choice for the military the world around, alongside the heavier German Shepherd. The Malinois is favoured in particular over the German Shepherd for action in hard-to-reach areas due to his lightweight frame, meaning he can be handled and carried with great ease by soldiers across land and unstable terrain, as well as be easily used attached to his handler on a parachute or abseiling with ease. Many only weighing around 23 to 25 kilograms, which is approximately 50 to 55 pounds. He also does not question instructions and will do literally anything required of him, cold-ass assassin style. So of course, for all these reasons, we love the Malinois here on Animal Watch, but how do you better what we've shown you already? Well, today I'm meeting perhaps the most exceptional Malinois I've ever seen. I briefly met her last year while filming in Canada and was blown away by her unbelievable discipline and ability to control her drive with nail-biting precision. She could be almost on the bite and could be called off right at the last minute. It was mind-blowing to watch. Not to mention she had the discipline to sit unleashed for hours awaiting her owner's command, not moving once, yet still with her full attention on him. I had to return to give her her very own episode. I've seen amazing Malinois, but I've never ever met one quite as brilliant as Scarlet.
Hi Annika.
Hello.
Welcome to Working Canine, and this is Scarlet.
Oh, the infamous Scarlet.
Yes, we're going to show you a few things that we've trained her to do and give you a broad perspective of all the things that she can do.
Ready to go? Are you ready, Scarlet? Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on then.
Scarlet, heel.
Scarlet lives with renowned trainer Antonio Pallota of Working Canine Canada. Antonio is considered to be one of the best dog trainers around and frequently travels the world advising the army and police on how best to train working dogs. Today, Tony is going to run through some of the exceptional drills and scenarios that Scarlet is trained to deal with, such as bomb disposal, apprehending criminals and disarming enemy soldiers. But also on the agenda is herding sheep, a skill that we haven't seen a protection Malinois ever do here on Animal Watch. This is coming later in the show, so don't flick over as it'll be worth the wait. But first, let's quickly talk about why Scarlet is so different to other working Malinois. The Malinois is a breed considered to bite like a baby alligator from the moment they are pups, hence why they are called Maligators. They have a bite drive that needs to be controlled and shaped. Many cannot be kept as pets, as their nervous energy makes them an impossible pet. One that wrecks your house if you can't give it what it needs. One that can't stop pacing back and forth all evening. One that can become nervous without enough socialization and sometimes even unstable if the trainer cannot train the biting in a safe manner. We have filmed the Malinois many times on Animal Watch, and they adore going in for the bite. Sometimes their adrenaline means having to be prized off a decoy's arm when not immediately letting go. Also, some have so much drive to bite that simply stopping them prior to biting is an exceptionally tough ask. However, Scarlet is an absolute pro at this.
Take him. No, heel. Take him. No, heel. Take him.
Also, Antonio has demonstrated to me that Scarlet can sit calmly for hours on end. Scarlet will literally sit and watch Antonio training dozens of other protection dogs and never move. She's off leash and constantly watching Antonio, but will never even twitch until he commands her to do so. Antonio believes that in order to control the energy and drive many Malinois have, simple training to stay still is one of the most important parts. This training would at least give the owner a break from the pacing and the agitation that everybody complains of. He tells me that Scarlet will sit still for him in the evenings, for hours and hours quietly in the living room. Please also bear in mind that Antonio is working Scarlet really hard during the day, so you can't ditch the mental and physical stimulation for sit-down training only, but you can make sitting down as important as all the other physical training your dog needs to do. However, I won't keep you waiting any longer. You are all Malinois lovers and you love to watch them in action, and that means biting, chasing and biting. And boy, can Scarlet bite. We have some fantastic scenarios for you today.
So what's she going to do for
So
us
we're going
today?
to do an open area field search for an explosive device, and she will go to it and indicate. Search. So Annika, right now we're going to search this vehicle for an explosive device. We're going to start her downwind and we'll have her search the vehicle. Search. So she's indicated that there's an explosive device in the vehicle. Good girl. Break. All right, Annika, so what we're going to do is we're going to deploy the dog from the vehicle to a suspect that's already on the run. Good. Good. Good girl. Scarlet! Out! Yes. Good. Watch. Good. Down. Stay. Get on your feet. Keep your hands where I can see them. Stop fighting my dog. Scarlet, out, heel. Stay. Get up on your feet. Good. Guard. Out. Out. Transport. 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 So Annika, what we're going to do is we're going to do a high-risk traffic stop. There's a suspect in the vehicle. He will not comply with orders. We've commanded him to out. He won't out. We'll deploy the dog from cover in through the vehicle or in through the vehicle's windows and extract the person from the vehicle. Stay. Scarlet, heel. Down. Police canine, step out of the vehicle now, I'll send the dog. Suspect, step out of the vehicle now or I'll send the dog. Final warning, police canine, come out of the vehicle now, I'll send the dog. Take him. Good girl. Step out of the vehicle.
Get this dog off of me.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle now. Step out of the vehicle. Good. Good. Keep your hands where I can see them. Put your hands behind your back. Out! Yes. Good girl. So this is a suspect that won't come down from the vehicle. He's isolated himself and won't come down, so we'll deploy the dog and have the dog engage him on the roof of a vehicle. Take him. Heel! So we're going to demonstrate a little bit of the obstacle work where the dog has to demonstrate trust, respect, and obligation in order to achieve teamwork. So we're going to get at that right now. Up. Come. Good. Easy. Easy, easy, stay. Good girl, easy, easy, easy. Come on, stay, easy. Good, step. Good girl, step. Good girl, push. Good girl, down. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. Good girl, bring it in, bring it in. Yeah, good girl. Good girl! So Annika, what I'd like to demonstrate is a little bit of control work with the Belgian Shepherd, which typically becomes problematic due to their high drive. So a lot of people see their drive and their athleticism, but they struggle with controlling these dogs in high stress situations or even moderate stressful situations. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate her control. We're not going to use any equipment on her, and she's going to just obey because of the commands that I've given. Stay. Stay.
Try to get that dog out of here.
Heel. Watch.
Hey.
Heel. Heel. Good. Stay. Scarlet, heel. Very good. Good. Stay. Watch. Yes. Heel. Good. Watch. Good. Watch. Watch. Guard. Guard. Heel. Good. Heel. Sit. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good, everything okay?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you later. Heel. Watch. Yes. Take him. No. Heel. Take him. No. Heel. Take him. Good. Take him. No, heel. Take him. No, heel. Take him. Good. Out. Yes, guard. So Annika, what we're going to do now is demonstrate a skill set that is pretty unique to what we do here with Working Canine. We're actually going to deploy the dog via robot. So if she's searching a building or a structure where there might be an explosive device, instead of sending the dog in with a handler, we can actually communicate with the dog from the robot and then move the dog through the various rooms without ever putting a human inside the building with the dog. This also applies for a barricaded suspect that may not want to come out after we've made announcements or maybe have deployed smoke and the suspect refuses to exit the building. We can deploy the robot, get a visual before we actually put the dog in harm's way, and then deploy the dog from the robot through the comm system on the robot. And the dog will eventually engage the suspect, and then once he's been neutralized, we can move in more safely.
Now you can see how amazing Scarlet is. We decided to take a look to see if a fully trained protection Malinois still has what it takes to herd sheep, like they were originally created to do. Bear in mind, Scarlet hasn't had a lot of practice, so let's see what happens.
So the way we've made this work is through obedience. With selection process for working dogs, we want a high drive dog, but we want a balanced dog with a stable temperament. And being able to be around livestock is important, especially in military applications where they may find themselves in an environment like that. I'm not an expert herdsman, but she provides the behavior that we need when she moves the sheep from pen to pen. Scarlet, away. Good. Easy, easy. Push, 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 push. Down.
Absolutely incredible for a Malinois bred from a drivey protection line. Malinois of old were bred from herding lines only. Scarlet is from a high drive military line, and these skills should in theory be long lost in her genetics. But surprisingly, she showed us that with more practice, any Malinois still has what it takes to move a pack of sheep, and it's still sitting there dormant, waiting to be utilised. Finally, we sat down with Antonio to chat about Scarlet, his training methods, and her work as a protection dog.
So we bring you guys the Malinois again because you love the Malinois, and not just the Belgian Malinois, but Scarlet, the superstar. One of the reasons I wanted to come and film with you was the fact that you have so much control over her when she's calm. But I also want to make it clear to the viewers that this is because of the way you have raised her, this is the way you have trained her. And this is the thing I've not seen with a lot of the Malinois that I've filmed before. They've been in environments where they've been working, and still at the end of an 8-hour session, they're pacing up and down and they will not sit down. How long can she go into a down stay for?
So every Sunday we teach a group class, and we have 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. It's 4 hours, and then we do bite work at the end, protection work. So she's on a down stay 5-6 hours. She's calm, but when she's asked to perform, she performs. And I think it'll be evident in the video that she's competent at a lot of the things that she does. But the most important thing is that I can enjoy her. She lives in the house with us. She's very calm. I can take her to a patio and have lunch with my wife and not have this dog that needs to be stimulated by a ball under the table. But you flip the switch and then there's all of that drive. So we have this thing called the trot system. And the trot system for me means trust, respect, obligation, and teamwork. And teamwork is the byproduct of those three. So my dog trusts me that if she performs for me in a task that I've given her, she's going to get rewarded. And in the beginning, she's rewarded more often, and then we slowly wean off, and then we create a variable reward system where she doesn't know when she's going to be rewarded. It could be at the moment, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 6 different disciplines or exercises down the road. And I think that, yes, many, many years ago, training was really abusive. And I think that modern training, where we do a lot of luring, and with all due respect, I refer to it as bribery, that foundation is set where the dog is optional in his tasks, right? Whereas if I physically take a puppy and guide him into the seated position, physically just manipulating him into the seated position and rewarding that behavior at the end, to me means that the initial command was not optional. I'm gonna help you do it, but I'm not gonna punish you for something you don't know. And I wanna mark and reward that behavior. We give a command, we manipulate the position, and then we mark it and reward. So for her, the word yes is her mark. And the word yes means the behavior is correct and a reward is forthcoming. And the word no means she's done something wrong. So the consequences for that are whatever the level of behavior that she's doing that's wrong will be matched and superseded by a small consequence. Just a tug on the collar, tripping the vagal nerve, causing a gag reflex, which is uncomfortable but not painful, is different than, say, the stimulation of an e-collar. So I think a lot of people get into trouble with a Malinois because they work the e-collar. If not used correctly, I think that when you have a dog in the general public and with people who are not completely skilled at working with the e-collar, they end up stimulating the dog with the e-collar and behaviors become worse.
If 2 dogs are fighting and somebody tries to zap them with an e-collar, it can make it worse.
Yeah, it could
so
stimulate
it's basically what the dog is so heightened when it's in that mode, and then you start giving electricity too, it's just going to go crazy.
Absolutely.
So the way you're talking about guiding the dog and handling it gently, there's nothing wrong with that. That's lovely. And if you do it when they're young, they'll learn to trust you.
I use this analogy quite often. I say, if I said to you, please turn on the light switch, and I said it to you in a language that you didn't understand, and I gave you $500, and I waved it in front of your nose, you still wouldn't know what I was talking about. And if I physically punished you for not knowing what I wanted, you still wouldn't know what I was talking about. But if I took you by the hand and led you to the light switch and took your finger and pushed the light switch, big smile on my face, gave you a hug and $100, you'd say, this guy's trying to teach me something. But when I ask people, if I lead you to the light switch, am I using physical force? And 99% of people I ask say, no, you've guided me. Static behaviors are not done enough. I think that you have to have a relationship with your dog. I know of a dog trainer here in Canada that one time commented on a law enforcement board, said, try taking a nap with your dog one time. And he was laughed at. Everybody believes that these are self-gratifying, greedy monsters that only perform for themselves. When in fact, and I think you can attest to this after spending some time with Scarlet, she's constantly looking at me and she's very affectionate.
Absolutely, constantly. She never takes her eyes off you. From a young age, how do you get the Malinois into that downstay?
When we housebreak a puppy, we start with a doggy bed and we put the dog on the dog bed. And when the dog gets off the bed, we say no, and we pick up the dog, put the dog back on the bed, stay. And I believe in the stay command because it's a concept that the dogs need to learn. It's not something physical or tangible that they can quite grasp easily. And we just keep bringing them back. And after 3, 4 strikes, we'll put them in the crate for a little bit. And I know a lot of trainers will say, well, a crate should never be a punishment, but you can't sit there all day long. You have to create a negative association to getting off the bed. So instead of punishing physically a puppy, I put them in the crate, wait till they settle, and then we try again back on the bed. And we keep working it over and over and over. We keep chipping away at it. And then every so often when the dog is staying for a few minutes, we'll take them out and we'll give them a low value reward. So think of like the Olympics. You have your gold, silver, and bronze medals. To a Malinois, a ball or a toy or a frisbee is a gold medal reward. It's very intense. Food is kind of like a silver medal and praise is kind of like a bronze medal. It becomes difficult to handle an older dog that hasn't had training. So if you're going to buy a Malinois, start the training early. So in our program, the dogs are born here, raised here, trained here.
You bred Scarlet. She's one of yours. She is exceptional.
She's genetically a very decent dog because of the selection process, but we have a lot of success with a lot of our clients with dogs that haven't come from our program. I think that yes, she's a very biddable dog, but there are also key components in the training that help. So her genetics are important and the training, and they have to go hand in hand. Generally speaking, handler sensitivity is something that I feel is not expressed as important enough in the selection process of a dog. Creating a dog that understands that everything comes through you, not in fear of you, is probably the most important thing. And one of the things that I notice most about these dogs is they're so in tune to their handlers that if you treat them like they're made out of glass, then they think they're made out of glass. And we see a lot of Malinois that are either poorly bred or poorly raised or both, that are very skittish and fear biters. And we have to be careful because those dogs get lumped into the really well-bred, well-trained ones. A lot of people, and rightfully so, are suggesting that they're not a pet, that they should be a working dog and a working dog exclusively. And I sort of agree with that, I do. But I do think that there's an opportunity for people who are dedicated and motivated and are committed to a Belgian Malinois, that it can be a wonderful dog. If somebody came to me and said, I have an active lifestyle, I want a dog that will go everywhere with me, I like to hike, I like to canoe, I like to camp, I like to do these things, the dog can be trained in a way that they can still be a great, great companion. Because I'll tell you, when I'm away doing seminars and conferences, she lies in bed with me. She is such a sweetheart, and I don't have to worry about the hierarchy within our pecking order because our obedience wasn't done through self-gratification. It was at the end of every behavior, so that through me she gets to achieve all of the things that she wants. And I don't create this anxiety-ridden, hyper-anxious, motivated dog that can never settle. And this is what we typically see in the breed, and this is why it's a great honor for me to have you here so that I can address these concerns that I have about the breed.
So one of the questions I get asked a lot on some of my older Malinois videos is that they're constantly put into dangerous situations, and people want to know more about what the humans, the military, the police are doing to protect their dogs.
When you see SWAT teams approaching a high-risk situation, the officers will have helmets, they'll have shoulder pads, they'll have elbow pads, they'll have knee pads, they'll have shin pads, they'll have ballistic armor, and then you'll see the dog walking alongside them without. So my goal has been to create a product that breathes well, is lightweight, protects them as best as we possibly can from blunt force trauma, as well as ballistic and anti-stab properties in the vest. So this is the vest we've come out with.
This is what she's wearing now.
Yeah. So we've developed a tactical vest that has a blunt force trauma system in it. It's a D3O. It's a material that's used in military helmets, football helmets, CCM hockey equipment. These are 3 of the 5 components that are in the vest. This is the first piece. It's the spinal protector. It goes on the top of the vest. It's sandwiched between 2 mesh materials. And this is a highly flexible, very lightweight material, which is very strange material. It's perforated so it doesn't retain any heat. It's temperature sensitive. As you can see, as soon as I touch it, it almost melts in my hand. But when it's on a flat surface like the dog's rib cage or spine and you strike it, it just turns into a rock. It actually hurts quite considerably. This is 1/2 of the rib protection. So this would be on the side of the dog protecting the ribs. If the dog falls from an elevated surface or is entering a small confined space very quickly and comes around a corner and hits their ribs. So this is a very flexible, perforated, lightweight material. And when it gets struck, once again,
it just goes rigid.
It goes rigid and it absorbs all the kinetic energy. And last but not least, there is this piece which has an anti-abrasion component to it. This goes on the shoulder of the dog. It also has a bit of an anti-stab property to it. On top of this, there is a Kevlar ballistic sleeve.
And just so people understand, why do the Malinois wear goggles when they go out?
They can get debris, they can get accidentally poked in the eye, especially when they're tracking a suspect through the wooded areas. Branches can poke them in the eye and very easily cause problems.
So, is there any last things that you'd like to say to our viewers out there about the Malinois?
My biggest fear, and I think most ethical breeders will agree, that there are a lot of backyard breeders, and this is a dog that should be bred by somebody who is involved in the industry, who works them on a professional level, and understands. So I would strongly be an advocate, especially for this breed and all breeds, but this breed in particular, that you go to a proper breeder who works the dogs in a high capacity, who understands and vets his clients extremely well.
The topic which comes up every single time we film Animal Watch is, it doesn't matter what the breed is, within that litter, within every litter, you have a whole load of different personalities.
Correct.
And one important reason for going to an established breeder that trains and understands this breed in particular is it shouldn't be the person that picks the puppy. You should be working with the trainer and the breeder to
Agreed.
choose the dog for you. There's so many Malinois out there in dog homes, needing
Shelters,
homes,
yeah.
that you can't buy one on a whim. They're not a toy to be thrown away, because once they go into dog homes, they're very difficult to rehome. So, it's like a huge commitment.
In conclusion, it was certainly worth my flight to Canada to see Scarlet at work. She is such a tiny, cute and beautiful dog. But don't let those big brown eyes fool you. She's absolutely lethal. But with all lethal weapons, she's trained with such precision and accuracy that she is a credit to Tony's training methods. I really love how he has put as much importance on her training to stay calm, as well as her protection work. It really has made me think that more of these training methods need to be implemented into other Malinois training. I've met Malinois and Dutch Shepherds that are so high drive, they have to be kennelled all day long to stop destruction. Scarlet is so fulfilled and happy. And best of all, she gets to go in the house with Tony due to these wonderful training methods.
And if people want to find out more about your training, your dogs, everything, where can they find you?
So our website is workingcanine.ca, and you can reach out through our website. We have social media platforms as well. We have a cool TikTok page that my daughter convinced me to start, which does very well. So yeah, it's workingcanine.ca,
and if people want to be trained by you, I guess do they have to live in Canada?
Unfortunately, yes. We do travel a bit, but we can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, we're located in the Great White North.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, I really enjoyed meeting Scarlet today, and look at her, she's so relaxed now, but then she has worked very hard today, which just goes to prove if you work your Malinois hard, they will relax, won't they?
Yep, as long as they're mentally stimulated and they're obligated to perform, then based on the trot system, trust, respect, obligation are byproducts of the byproduct of that is teamwork.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we demonstrated today.
I think absolutely you have. And if you enjoyed this episode, then please be sure to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to Animal Watch by clicking the button in the bottom hand corner, and tune in every week where we'll be bringing you more amazing episodes on dogs, wolves, animal rescue and conservation. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.